Hey, good morning, everybody. This is how you can turn your losing outbound campaigns into winners that can actually scale your business, that are actually converting on cold traffic. And these are the four things that you need to keep in mind to be able to make that switch and find why your losers are losing. And we have our friend Thanos here to demonstrate this for us. So, pre the first Infinity Stone that we're going to talk about, you need to understand that this is inevitable, and that's a pun intended. No matter how dialed your product is, no matter how strong your market research is, you're going to have campaigns that start out as duds. The copy isn't going to resonate. People are going to be telling you off, and it's going to suck, right? You'll spend countless time on lead lists, writing emails, planning the tech, all for it to completely flop. Now, this is going to happen to you at least once. It has sure happened to me in my time of running outbound for myself and for clients. But what really matters is how fast you can make changes and how you take feedback from what your market is telling you and how you can turn those losses into wins quickly. Because the reality is, it's just going to happen. You're going to have some sort of thesis, some sort of hypothesis of people wanting a certain thing, and they're just not going to want it. And that's okay. That's going to happen. But what matters is how quickly you're able to turn those losers into winners. Let's keep it rolling. So the first Infinity Stone that we're going to talk about is why don't people want your thing? This is by far the most important thing that you can do. If you're going to take anything from this guide, please make it be this. You need to understand why people don't want your thing. And the easiest way to figure this out is to simply ask them, right? If you get a reply that looks like, no, thank you, thanks for reaching out, we're not interested, this looks cool, but just not at this time, you should set up a subsequence inside of Smart Leader instantly that politely asks them why they're not interested. Now, if you're getting replies like unsubscribe, stop, or stop emailing me, or I'm going to send the Secret Service to break down your door and steal your computer, you do not want to set up this subsequence. That's the easiest way to get told off and to get reported as spam. You don't want that. This is only for people who politely explain that they weren't interested in our stuff. What we want to do is take those people that politely said no thanks and just follow up and ask why. Now, for these people that respond to us, this is the message framework that you want to send back to them. It's as simple as this. Respond, hey, Ryan, no worries. Thanks for the note. Just for our own feedback, what was the main reason this isn't of interest? Not relevant, bad timing, not valuable. Best of luck for the future, your name. Simple as that, right? Now, why is this a good idea? Why should you do this, right? What you have to realize with cold outbound is that you need to collect as much data as possible from your buyers about what you want, because that's the only thing that matters. What do the people that you were trying to sell actually want? By asking your market directly like this, even though most won't actually respond, you're getting direct insight as to why they don't want your thing. Now, here's what their answers mean and the steps that you can take to fix for each one. If you set up a subsequence like this and they tell you that you know what, this just wasn't really relevant to my position or my business, this is the answer you actually want, because you can make a change on this, right? If you get an answer like this, it means your targeting is off. Your lead list, the employee positions you're going after, your industry, something is wrong. Now, your offer should be relevant to roughly 85 to 90% of the leads that you put it in front of. Now, one thing to be very careful of that I have done before that I quickly realized I was shooting myself in the foot so much is being careful with specifics in your copy. A problem that I used to have was being too specific with my copy, which would accidentally disqualify leads who were actually qualified. I would say, we help CMOs at US based SaaS firms XYZ. And I would get responses saying, oh, I'm a marketing executive, not a CMO, so this isn't relevant to me. When I was just trying to be specific in my copy, and this was 100% relevant to them, I just made a stupid mistake saying that this was only for this one position. Be careful in your copy. Don't box yourself in and shoot yourself in the foot. If you get told this is bad timing, this is going to happen. Okay. I think the stat is something along the lines of 98% of your market is not ready to buy right now. Not much you can do here. I'd throw them into some sort of long term nurture sequence, some sort of follow up if you really want, but not really necessary. But this is going to happen. Not much you can do, right? If you get told that your offer is not valuable, this is directly related towards your offer and what you're actually putting in front of people, right? These people are telling you that they don't give enough of a blank about the thing you're offering to take some sort of action. This means that you are not drawing on enough pain points in your original messaging. This also means that the thing that you're offering isn't enough of a change from the current thing they're doing to entertain making a change. Now, here's what I mean by that, right? Imagine you get a cold email and it says, we'll add $25 of MRR to your business in 60 days or you don't pay. The process of you going through this change of working with this person to add $25 is, I can almost guarantee, not worth it enough to actually make the change that you're looking for. The same thing is happening with these offers that you're putting in front of people if they say that your offer is not valuable enough. The result that you're proposing isn't enough of a draw for them to make any sort of action to make a change towards it. I hope that makes sense. Now, I have a much more detailed version of how to tweak your offer to make sure you're hitting proper pain points, get leads to take action, that whole idea here. That's this document right here. I don't want to get into it as much as I am in this video. So it will be linked in the description for you to take a look at. Now, you should have all the tools to understand why people do not want your stuff. Let's move on to Infinity Stone number 2. How to hit pain points correctly. So you've 100% heard about how you need to hit prospects' pain points. That should be the kind of north star of your copy, right? Of what you're trying to put in front of people to trigger some kind of response. And there are definitely ways to do it, and there are a lot of ways that you shouldn't do it. Before I get into ways that I would do this correctly, let's start with a few examples of what you should not do. Something like this. Hey Ryan, your landing page absolutely sucks. We can double your conversions by blank and blank. Interested to learn more. If I have gotten this so many times about people just telling me something about my business sucks, and it's just not effective. It's just not. Be polite and don't be rude with calling out something that you and your service can improve on. Another one. Hey Ryan, we'll add 7 million to your MRR using blank strategy. Can I send more info? The market has become so sophisticated that making super outlandish claims, I find, has been actually worse than making smaller, more believable claims. So be smart with what you're saying and what you're putting in front of people, because I think people get blasted by stuff like this. They've almost become completely numb to, hey, we can double your revenue in 30 days using this. I think it makes more sense where you can put claims in front of people that are honestly believable. Like if I come to you and I'm like, hey, we can add 18% more revenue on your cold outbound in 60 days using this, as we've done for so and so, because it's just more believable. Like, yeah, it makes sense that you could probably add 18% more money to my business by doing this. Like that kind of makes sense, right? So be careful with claims that you make and how believable they are, because that can ruin your chances of anybody believing you and having trust in you moving forward. The next thing of how you can hit pain points properly is ChatGPT. Now, I know you've seen a million videos, and I have too, on how to use AI, blah, 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 and it honestly sucks. Most of them are so bad, but I made one that I think is actually pretty effective that I've started to use for myself. Again, this will be in the description. I'm not going to play it here. It's only like a few minutes long. This video is going to be walking through finding the pain points of a CMO for an e-commerce company to pitch an email marketing service. Super simple. I go through how you can actually prompt GPT properly. And I am by no means a prompting expert, but there's a few things that you can do to actually pull out pain points that's really effective that you probably wouldn't come up with on your own. So watch that video. That's how to find pain points properly. The next Infinity Stone is copy and pasting winning frameworks into new campaigns. So when you run outbound for, whether it's just yourself, whether you're a lead gen guy like I am, and you probably have other clients that you're running stuff for, I hope you've probably had something that has worked for you in the past, right? Some script, some sales asset, some framework, something has yielded you pretty good results in outbound. Now, I'm definitely not saying completely copy and paste new scripts into new markets, new offers, but I think that you can take the frames and the ideas of certain scripts, of certain offers, and duplicate them to find success, right? So as an example, maybe you had a one-liner angle work in a previous campaign. Break down the copy on that and the way that you presented the offering, and ask yourself, like, sit there and pretend that you are the prospect, right? Why did it work? Did you go straight for the call, or did you send them value first? What was the value that you pitched? Was it a video? Was it a Loom? Was it a document? Was it a sales asset? How was that asset laid out? Was it long? Was it short? You can pretty much reverse engineer your process for winners and break them down as to why you think they were winning angles. Are these angles guaranteed to replicate that same success as previous campaigns? No. But are they statistically more likely to be winners than a completely untested angle you haven't tried? Yes. And that's all you're trying to do, right? Is play to whatever strength and edge that you're given and leverage any past winner that you can, break down why it was a winner and reconstructed structure, that doesn't sound right, for new campaigns. You know what I mean? Take things that have worked in the past, figure out kind of why you think they've worked, and apply that to new offers, apply that to new markets. Now, the fourth thing and the final thing, the last infinity stone of how you can take shite campaigns and turn them into amazing winners is be quick. Fast, speed, speed. There's only one way to do this, and it's send more freaking emails. You know this, but the reason I'm emphasizing it is for a different reason than you think. Yes, sending high volume is great, but sending high volume is going to get you more meetings booked just off of numbers and statistics, obviously. But the real reason you need to send more emails is because you shorten the feedback loop on your campaign angles that you've taken to get data on whether people want to buy your stuff or not. That was really wordy. Take this example, okay? Person A sends 5,000 emails every single day. After a week, so 5 days, and 25,000 emails sent, he comes to the conclusion that his angles and the offer is just not working because he's only booked 2 meetings off 25,000 emails. That's not very good. Person B, though, only sends 500 emails a day. After 10 weeks, which, if I do the math correctly, is still 25,000 emails sent, he comes to the conclusion that his angles and offer is not working because he's only booked 2 meetings. What's the difference here, right? Person A has figured out that his angle and offer isn't working after a week. Person B has figured out that his offer is not working after 10 weeks, right? That is 9 weeks of elapsed time completely wasted because it took person B that much longer to come to the exact same conclusion. So what you need to do by sending more emails and testing stuff faster is you cut your feedback loops of, okay, I think this is going to work, put it in front of people. Does this work? If it does, great, keep it scaling. If it doesn't, okay, let's cut that, and you get this data super quick, right? If you can figure out in 1 week the same thing that would otherwise you'd figure out in 9 weeks, wouldn't you want to speed that process up as fast as humanly possible? Do more, do it faster, and make decisions shorter and quicker, I guess. And our friend Captain America is looking badass. So make winning inevitable. Okay, I've just given you pretty much everything that I do for myself, for my clients, to split test things as quick as I possibly can, to turn those crappy campaigns that are inevitable into winners as fast as you can. Now, you could do all of this yourself and install all of this yourself and apply this to you and your own offer. Or if you want to get everything that I just covered completely done for you, where we will build an entire outbound funnel to book 20 plus meetings in under 90 days, all on a performance basis, breakoutcreatives.com. That's what I do. And that's all I got for you guys. Have a good one. Peace. I'll see you soon.